So I'm just wondering how many people have realized what all those truthers you think that are saying about this and the World Economic Forum, have you not realized that's all a game? Is there people that realize that yet? And that maybe the reason that Trump didn't need to say a whole not much about it is because he took care of it. But it's up to you not to fall into those traps. But at the same time, it's kind of good because by letting all those people, that Kennedy network, the Stu Peters networks, they expose themselves. They do. This is so. It's I said that those truthers that we're talking about all this. It's like you think these people can't just create patents, and it's funny how some of the patents they have found I can't. But whatever. And then the other thing is that I heard today that now this is I just saw a clip of it on TikTok of Stu Peters interviewing somebody about Hydra humans. And I'm just like, really? And the woman went on to say that anybody that got this shouldn't procreate. So do you see it yet? Do you see it? Do you see the Saul Alinsky, the Communist Manifesto at work? Because that's what's going on. What did they do during the Holocaust? It was about clean and unclean. Yeah, these sets of people, they're not clean. We have to send them off to concentration camps and then into showers where they'll get gassed. Before we do a bunch of experiments on them because the science was unethical way back then. But you don't think that there's just a whole bunch of making shit up? Falling right into, like, people came awake, right? But then they don't realize how master manipulators those people are. Like they think, no, I know the truth. I know the truth now. You can't tell me. It's like, yeah, you're falling right. You're going along exactly the way Saul Alinsky would want you to go. Creating that social manipulation condition. Alinsky's tactics play to the frustrations of groups of people and to the fantasies of groups of people and is a form of psychological manipulation. This method is dangerous, and in the same way, in an abusive or controlling relationship is dangerous, in that it slowly pushes good people into a mindset they would not naturally adapt to. So, have you not seen a ton of people on TikTok that, yeah, no, it's all about this, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, because the World Economic Forum. You don't think these people know what they're doing? Come on. They're frustrating people. And then what do people do? I can't support Trump anymore. He's responsible. He's one of them. Yeah, he's not one of them, okay? But it takes common sense to see that. It takes common sense to see you're getting played by all those people with this. Again, I keep saying I don't support it. I don't support it. Because the science has become a tyrant in everybody's life long before all this. At least for nurses and healthcare workers constantly having to go and get probed and prodded, and for something new the CDC comes up with. I mean, they're all just depraved individuals that work at these places. But I think that there's really a common sense answer here. The reason Trump didn't address any of this is because there was no reason to. And so he lets all of that group, all of that network, the Robert F. Kennedys, he lets them go. Let them go. Because they'll expose themselves. I think Trump has enough trust in the people that they're going to realize it. So he doesn't address it, because he already did address it. I don't believe for 1 minute that if this is everything they say it is, that Trump wouldn't. He already took care of it. Took care of it. They got a hold of the narrative is what they did in 2020. And you've been going down this road. If you're still on it, get the hell off of it. Get off of it. You don't realize the serpent you're playing with. They got a hold of the narrative away from Trump in 2020. Trump tried to steer it back. He did many times steer it back. He has it handled. It's going to be fine. But nobody wanted to believe him, right? And then you had your Kennedy, RFK came out full boat then, and then you had your Reiner Flumix doing the Corona Committee, and all of them. There's so many. There's Kingston, Peters, Judy Mikovits, on and on and on and on. And they're all part of Alinsky doing the same bidding. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a total manipulation game. I mean, that's really what you're playing with. So I would get off the road. Saul Alinsky allegedly said in Rules for Radicals that any revolutionary change must be preceded by a passive, affirmative, non-challenging attitude among the mass of our people. They must feel so frustrated, so defeated, so lost, so futureless in the prevailing system that they are willing to let go of the past and chance the future. Yep. What's this doing? Oh, it's making a ton of people. Oh, it's getting worse. This is happening. None of that's happening. No. All they're doing is they're getting people, talking about hydrohumans and hybrids and all the stuff the World Economic Forum wants you to think about. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's true. But it's managed to get a net around a whole bunch of people, organize them. The games. Yeah, I don't know what else to say to people. I really don't. It's a total game. It's gone on too long. That's not at all what they're allowing that this whole like network that's doing this. And I'm not even going to try to tell people differently. They're already gone. They just are. They're just going to stay on this. They're determined that they woke up and they understand all the manipulation this side does. Except that side managed to keep you asleep most of your life. And you think you wake up and you know it's all about this? And you don't think that side is controlling everything you hear about this? So, I'm not gonna try to convince people otherwise. You either get there on your own or you keep following that path. But it was all designed to organize people. Really, you should look at all of the stuff that came out of Chicago, how University of Illinois Chicago, all of their ties to all these corrupt mobster politicians that were tied to this Alinsky model. Yeah, which is a manipulation tactic. And they have plenty of people in that network that they will get up and do podcasts and do shows and go on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan will have them on as long as they're in that network, because they're all in the network. But the reason Trump did not address this, like people carry on and all these TikToks I see, is because he already took care of it. It was all designed to take the narrative, and everybody that stays on that track, you're helping to fuel that. Yeah, you're fueling it. You're fueling that Alinsky model that will not do you any good. It will not serve you in the end. It's using you. Yep. And you think for sure you know all this stuff. But when you start hearing those people then talking about separating, they were separating, right? Oh, I can't be around them. They're shedding. Can't be around them. There's spike proteins from this, right? Oh, no, those people shouldn't be allowed to have children. Then you're in the territory. You should recognize your RFKs, your Stu Peters, all of them are no different than what the Nazis did during the Holocaust. Wake up, America.